This will be sponsored by this.
Okay. But they don't know. Why aren't there quality apartments available that anyone can live in?
That anyone can live in?
Anyone.
Okay. Well, first of all, hold the living bib lettuce from Healthy Roots. We have found over the last couple of years that it is somewhat troubling that you cannot get a market rate apartment. That is an apartment where there is no subsidy. I can just go, I can say I would like to live in this apartment, I pay my money and I live there. Most of our apartments have some form of subsidy, and including the ones that we're looking at here, which will be downtown. If you look, this is the old Durban Hotel, which is now the Campaign Quarters. Is what it's called. And on the other side, we have the Old Boys and Girls Club, which is the Windsor. Those two projects should finish. This one will finish in the fall of this year. This one will finish in the spring of next year. But we're excited to say we also have up on 16th Street. If you remember, some people like to say the road to nowhere, I think. Well, the reason that road was built was to hopefully create an area, a space that would be good for housing. So now as you go 16th Street up by the junior high and the road turns and you go over the railroad track, okay, to the left-hand side, right there as you cross the railroad tracks, there will be an apartment complex. They've actually closed the deal on buying the property. I'm looking to make sure I'm
You said apartment rate, not market.
Market, okay, yeah, something like they're market rate. They're market rate apartments. And so if you go there, you should see dirt moving sometime this year and apartments actually being built next year that will allow people to have that ability to get market rate apartments. Who would want a market rate apartment? A lot of people, but where we heard the biggest demand is new teachers come to town. They want to kind of try out your town. They have to actually get a house somewhere. A lot of people don't want to take care of a yard when they've got a new job and a new environment. So that'll be a positive. You'll have some people that work in some of the industry that might want to try living here. Right now, if they want to live in a market rate apartment, they're likely doing that somewhere else. So that's a nice thing. So, any other questions on housing?
I do not believe so.
Now, I just want to add, this segment is brought to you by Healthy Roots, making living bib lettuce right here in Rushville, Indiana. You know that because it says local. So we're that is an unauthorized commercial. We hope they appreciate that, but they might not, and if so, we'll take this off the internet as soon as possible. So if we can, if we can share in this area, I just wanted to highlight a couple of items. So if you look here, the bricks are going back on the wall, which we had some problems, if you remember right, here in the past. Now, this area here, they're going to continue to go all the way up. They're currently starting to work on the roof. And if you look over here, they're now starting to take some of the windows out so that they can get back to kind of that original look. Things that we just learned is because this brick is going to be all new, they're going to put a veneer brick on the front. All of the brick on the front portion of the building will be just as you see it now. The areas back here will end up being painted to be something that matches that area. So again, this is a project for me that I think is incredibly cool, that a building built in 1850, when this is done, will have the ability to, perhaps be here another 50, 100 years, whatever it might be. So any other questions at all? Well, let us continue over here. How'd you like that, Barb?
That was good.
Pretty good? So
Not too bad for a greenie.
That's right. So over here is the Boys and Girls Club, which will be called the Windsor. It will have 7 mixed use. So this doesn't have to be for seniors where that project is. But there is still a kind of a sliding scale based on the family's income, how much they will pay for that. Again, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
How much is the city spending on these two projects?
Well, Brian.
Nothing. What?
Oh my gosh, I know. Outrageous.
Outrageous. We will, so everybody knows, we will end up donating the property City Hall is on currently. You might show them that building over there. Okay, so that building will eventually go away. And then these buildings are being done by some great partners in Milestone. We have the Southern Indiana Housing Community Development Corporation. That's hard to finally get in your head. I've got that. And then the tax credits that are available. So we're excited about this project. One last thing, let's take a look in Warehouse Resale Boutique Thrift. Let's go.